If
I
not,
continue to volunteer and help them out. They lost some leaders.
It's also the afternoon.
It's been a year and a half.
So
I don't have any kids yet.
yes, yeah, I don't think I'm.
They're gonna.
I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna change and get here.
Always will.
I didn't
It's
realize.
it sounds like.
So your son isn't even in the pack anymore. You were
I think
just
I'm gonna swing that.
still doing.
Be a pickleball.
I've only done it
Does
once.
feel nice too.
I went to a sports venue farm down in.
You're doing, sweetie.
Everyone says I love it.
That's your beer.
Good. Yeah, don't busy. But it was fun. It's hard because I was. So, can't over. can't-
Yes, it is hard.
I mean. the
I
rules,
really
like,
think
the
the
kicker, I love it.
So,
Makes
yeah,
sure-
really,
Even, I was like, even I'm gonna have.
And so like all day I've been like.
Good.
What's happening?
We see you.
So I did. Yeah. Well, so when I turned my voting, I'm not voting yet. Oh, you are? Okay. Okay. Oh, when I turned. I pushed in the art center. I was like, yeah, it's still not here. It's wrong. It should have been my house. It said, I'm not using it. It's like, it's like, yeah. And I was like, sorry.
It's better.
I know.
Teaching. I will have to see what I have. But I knew about this one.
I know after you're here today, so like, I forget that, but then people look at me and then I'm like, oh yeah. Is this just calm? So I went with it. My hair is never calm. So it's like we're getting into the straightness.
Yeah.
Usually it's into the craziness,
Like
like,
have that email on my arts.
Ready to kick off.
Send it tomorrow when I.
yeah, yeah.
It'll let me.
Get there.
I understand.
Did you finish?
All right, we will go ahead and get the meeting started. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We'd all please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Secretary, could I have a roll call, please?
Yeah. Cecilia.
Here.
Veronica. Mark.
Here.
Angie. Here. And Drew.
This year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do have four.
Perfect. We have quorum to conduct business tonight. And the next item, in good traditional fashion, will be our icebreaker, which I'll turn over to Christy.
All right. So if there were 25 hours in a day, what would you do with the extra hour? And I will go ahead and start with Les, and we'll just kind of go around this direction.
Well, I thought that was your.
She already operates. Oh,
Yes.
So you already operate 25 hours a day.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it to sleep because I could use a fresh brain for all the.
It's a good
things I
one.
do.
I would go to the gym because it's the one thing that I always end up cutting out.
I like that.
I would read.
Yeah,
Don't get enough time to read.
yeah. I would read too. That's still for me, but I love it. I would make more time for it.
This is hard too. I would say probably read or watch like a show, because I don't watch a lot of TV, believe it or not. I fall asleep like in and out of the pillow, like. It's not bad.
I would say, yeah, probably gym, workout, some kind of exercise that gets left behind.
This time of year, I would sleep. No doubt about it.
all really good answers. I would do an hour of house reset because that really gets me ready to go in the morning. They come downstairs and the kitchen's messy and I get distracted. So I'd use that hour for house reset.
I would use the extra hour to try to spend some more time outside. I feel like that's what I love to do, but always skimp on in the end, which would include exercising and just going for walks.
Realistically, I'd probably try to do all the things that you guys said within that hour. 15 minutes. Yeah, right? I think I would try to focus on like conversations, like giving people my undivided attention with no technology.
That's good. Good answers tonight. All right, item number 4 is elections. So it's the beginning of a new year. So we have 2 positions here. We have our chair and our vice chair. So I will open the floor for nominations of chair for the 25 calendar year.
I would like to make a motion to nominate Angie Fraser for chair.
So we have 1 nomination. Angie, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations on the floor for chair? If not, do I have a motion to vote? Is that what we need to do?
And a motion to nominate.
A motion to nominate,
Angie.
Cecilia nominated.
And motion to, yeah, I nominated and I guess need a motion to.
Perfect. All those in favor of electing,
Oh, I need a second.
do we have a second for Chris?
Second. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. Mark, a second. All those in favor for Angie for the chair, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Great. Next is election for vice chair. Do you have any nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Drew Rayleigh for vice chair.
Do you accept any other nominations? Do I have a second for Drew Brayley?
I'll second.
Seconded by Angie. So all those in favor of Drew Brayley for vice chair, if Angie cannot take her duties, please vote aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Please pass this down to Angie.
Oh, yay. That's the best part.
It's really nice. Yes.
The agenda is now yours.
Yay. Let's do it for fun. The meeting minutes from last one, is there any discussion? I assume everyone keep the minutes.
The consent agenda has 2 items, so I also want to mention the financial report. So you guys all have a copy of that as well on the part of the agenda. So your starting budget for 2025 is $75,000. City council and the mayor increased the budget from the previous year. And then you still have an outstanding revolving fund of $124,000 town hall building funds. So that is your starting amount.
And the 75 is use it in the year or lose it.
75 is annual,
Right. Yeah.
appropriated by council, and then the 124 is revolving.
Yeah.
Any discussion on the financial report? 2025? I'll take a motion to approve the meeting minutes and the January 2025 financial report. Second,
Second.
is that okay? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah. Okay. New business, Marissa, official parts update.
We just wrapped up our winter break camps. We had some workshops at the Baker Playground, stained glass, went really well. We're starting up our VA whole health program at Baker Playground, which is funded by the VA and gets veterans into the space woodworking. That starts next week. And just gearing up for all the things parks in May is kind of when we really kick off most of our events. We have 2 open positions I'd love to throw out. We have a part-time farmers market coordinator position that's open. So that's the person that manages all the things that happen at the farmers market. So if you know anybody that's interested, that's open, and a foreman position as well.
And that's more, a little bit more labor intensive and organization and inventory control of our assets. And then our vendor applications are open for the farmer's market. We're exploring what an artist component would look like with the farmer's market. Right now, we do not have that. So we're exploring what that would look like. Have not opened those applications yet. And then Spark applications will be rolling out in the next few weeks for Spark Fishers. Yeah. That's it.
Any questions for Marissa?
Wow, are you gonna be soliciting any entertainment like or Spark, like?
Yep.
Will that go out? Will there be like?
It will, that will be one of the applications. So it's kind of broken apart by like vendors, artisans, entertainment, food trucks. And all of those will roll out within the next couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Community and public relations update.
So Samantha spoke with me just before this meeting. She couldn't attend. She apologizes. She gave information to Kay, which I believe was sent out to you guys for the MLK food drive, which is now through the 17th. There is a box in the Art Center as well as near the front desk in City Hall. And then if you want to donate on the 20th, you can donate at Kroger directly.
And Wes, if I can add to that, there are extra flyers for the food drive sitting over at the end of the table there. If you want to take those with for anybody else that you might think might be interested. Great cause.
I'll also add that we have, I have a dream signs, yard signs at Fishers Parks. We're going to drop some off at City Hall as well. But you can come and decorate your I have a dream yard sign for your house and take it home. You want to stop by either location.
Anything else you want to share? No. Planning and zoning update.
Yeah, I don't know, Marissa, the park groundbreaking, if that's an announcement for the group here.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Wednesday.
yep, we're breaking ground on, well, we've already started construction, but we're doing an official groundbreaking on the 22nd. I will confirm the time. It's either 10 or 11, but for our Fishers White River Park, which Drew has been a part of with Brownie Day. So we're very, very excited. About 126 acres along the White River. If any of you are available to come, I will send the invite out.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
11. I think
11?
I just got the
Okay.
RSVP thing today. but
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it's 11.
Thank you.
Right, so you should have all received an email from me earlier this week, or was that maybe last week? And then you might have received several other emails and afterwards. I opened up all of the grant applications, which I believe there are 13. And you all have access now to being able to go in and review all of the details to the grants. In front of you and in the email that I sent out, there's a spreadsheet that has just a quick summary that I just kind of copied and pasted out of what they had submitted, but there are more details in there. So please go in and read more details on what they've submitted. This is the slide from the last meeting, just to, a quick overview of the whole program. And the timeline is hopefully that at the special meeting at the end of the month on January 28th, we can actually go through each grant and say yay or nay, I suppose, right?
Yeah, the goal is to take action on that special meeting, so we can roll these funds out between, in February, the earliest time that we can get them funds out.
We had a question before you came in the room. Two of them might not be able to attend, but they could score ahead of time.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
I was gonna ask that.
As long as we have quorum to take action. I can do a virtual, possibly.
I'm not even sure.
Now you
I'm
might
gonna
have
be able
to
do virtual,
look at it.
But, I know I have a conflict that day,
Okay.
but I can. See what
When I was trying to think, I know we had a couple of different calls or meetings last year. And I felt like we had a spreadsheet where we were kind of saying yay, nay, like along the way, or maybe we each had a column where we put yes and no.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
if it'd be possible to do that.
so-
You're getting there.
No, definitely. So similar, and Christy might go over this too. We have been working with our business solutions group team to do scoring, which is kind of what we we're talking about. I think last year we had a yes or no, maybe kind of column. As we continue to give out funds to the public, we've tried to make our scoring more transparent as well. So really clarifying why you did or did not receive the funds. So built into OpenGov, which is the slew of emails that you received, is the option to provide a score for each one in there. So
And is that only what I'm giving it? No.
that's only what you're
Okay.
giving.
I saw that, so I wondered.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't see Cecilia, she can't see
Okay.
yours,
All right.
but we would aggregate that all together at that meeting and then say, your top scoring ones are these are the ones that you guys had questions on. That's the goal.
Okay.
And I can share my screen here in a
Yeah.
minute to kind of show you where that is if you haven't found it yet. OpenGov.
It's gonna be tough for me to, I'm gonna be out of town to make that meeting.
Okay.
Virtual or in person, but would we have a quorum if I'm not there and
If we have 3 out of 5.
Now, actually for quorum for this group is 4. Because it's a 7-member board. Right now we have 2.
Any chance Neil will be started?
It's a great question. I've asked the mayor's admin about both positions. So I hope the council took action to do their nominations. I believe the mayor will be following suit with those.
Okay.
We can check on dates to see what works and see if Rasha is available as well. It would be true to say Angie, Rasha, and Mark at this point. Okay. Put on the items. Les has also been doing a lot of work from the creative council aspect to review the grants as well. And a couple of them, mentioned that they were having their events at certain locations. And so we're verifying that. Making sure that is either possible or if they need to find a different venue.
And there's one applicant that wasn't super clear on what they wanted to use their funds for. So I've asked them to clarify, but I haven't heard back. Once I have that information, I might send out a quick email to so you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I saw the notes on there and I you're probably thinking of the same one, but when I thought we had to add notes when we reviewed, I'm like, I'm not sure about this. So I didn't know if we were gonna discuss that tonight.
If you add a comment, yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
Up on the screen are all the organizations that applied, but you've probably all looked at that. So let me go into. So if you make a comment, under the comment section, the applicant can actually read that comment. It sends them an email.
But I didn't say.
If you,
I didn't do it.
if you hit internal note, but will it work for them? Does it work the same for them?
Okay, nice.
It should, the internal note should go there and you just need a tag.
And then it's only people in.
That have access.
Yeah, that have access, I can see it.
Yeah, in this instance, you're within the organization, so you can tag Christy or I if you had a question. But the detail section, I think, is where Chris is gonna show where you'd actually score.
Yes, so under details. If you scroll down, here's all of the questions that they had to answer. Scoring criteria for arts council. You click on this button, add scoring criteria. Here is where you would type in your name and then review what number you want to give to this particular application based off of this criteria for each section. So alignment with core values, community impact, timeline and execution, location, budget clarity, grant utilization, creativity and innovation, artistic quality, experience and background. There's a lot of these, sorry. Previous work and success. And then any further notes. So then you would assume once you've typed something in all of the required ones, it will populate the save button.
So that is the goal for this year. That was part of some of our follow-ups in the previous year about clarification and scoring metrics and trying to be as transparent as we can. So again, if you were doing this, you were Drew, you would see your scores, et cetera. And then we would combine all those together. If there are any questions or hiccups during this portion, please let Kristen and I know. We're happy to walk you through it. Does seem kind of cumbersome at first, but I think the opportunity, you don't need to write anything, but just provide the scores.
You have the ability to go back and change a score, like edit a score.
Yes, I believe you can go back in and edit a score.
So you need these in by when, before the meeting, I guess?
That is correct.
Send the scores out to us before the meeting, like the total. I mean, assuming everyone will get them done.
Maybe the day before, maybe by the 27th.
Yeah, if we could all do it by the 27th, whether you are going to be at the meeting or not, to aggregate everything and then share those out.
And then I share them in the morning before the meeting.
So are we supposed to allocate all the whole amount that was appropriated as 75,000, or can we pull some back?
Yeah, that's my question.
We do not have to allocate the full amount. But to Judy's point earlier, at the end of the year, those funds would either go back to your general if they're not used.
And we propose awarding more than they've asked for.
You can, and then we'll just check with the applicant
That they were willing to take
that
more
they're
money.
willing to- yeah, depending on their budget or whatever they've done.
Yeah. I mean, maybe partly why you're asking, which is, what's in my head is, if we said yes to all of these, we still have money.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It was a much smaller this year.
Well, I wanted to ask that too, because one of the applicants, they didn't ask for the full 7,500.
Yeah.
But they still asked for 1,000 less than what they actually need. They said there's no problem with us covering it, but I'm like.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's where, if you say
Yeah.
no to 2 or 3 of them for whatever reason, then there's even more money to potentially,
Correct, yeah.
yeah, okay.
There's one thing on here too. We have removed the Fishers Art Council from this pool. We have a separate individual professional service agreement that is across departments. So that is one group that has applied every year and has been awarded every year. So that did remove one organization.
Is it still in there? Is it still on the list now?
No.
No, okay, okay. We'll make sure I get in there. Yeah.
The Art Council does a lot in helping review and that's all been. So like I said, oh, go ahead.
When will we see that link on? Or is it just me that doesn't see that?
The link score.
The score, yeah, because
Yes.
it doesn't look anything like yours. I only have the right column.
So we added you as a reviewer, I think, later than the rest of the commissioners.
Okay.
We can check with our PSG team to see if there's a reason why yours is different.
The last one automatically populated for you, those.
I'll double check that.
Like I said, if there's any other questions during this process, which feel free to reach out to Christina to walk through. Yeah, absolutely.
So I have checked in with several of the applicants because several of their projects either directly involve the Arts Council or the theater in the building. If I have updates on them, is it best to email it to Christy so she can add it somewhere or?
Yes.
Because there's some that had some vagaries and I was like, can we detail it?
Thank you for reaching out to them. I knew you had reviewed them all to see if they had reached out and made any commitments with our building specifically. So I appreciate
One
that.
just finished updating me this morning.
The one, I think it was Jennifer Wolf, where it asked when this event would take place and she put a location or something other than a date. And she may have put it somewhere else. I don't see it on here, but.
Jennifer Wolf is our exhibit
Right. So it's
So it
the
would-
same,
downstairs.
same time.
She has not communicated with me on it though, so I don't know anything when she's.
Any other questions for us or the team? Thank you. Creative Council update?
So the Creative Council, we just had a meeting in December. We've had a couple of Creative Council members booked on anything now this year for February and April, some theater groups. And then Creative Council will be participating in the gallery hops that the Arts Council is managing for the city. We have 6 locations plus 4-day rate as a sponsor. So we have musicians at every location. We're working on artist vendors and some theater performances so that we Creative Council and active groups in our area. And then as the Arts Council, we are partnering with the city for the Geist Half Marathon t-shirt design. And we've had some designs sent in from Nebraska and Kansas and Fishers. So
Wow.
kind of all over the place. The submissions close on the 17th. But if anyone wants to, I've been nudging the high schools as well to try to get those students in digital arts to submit. But that's where that's sitting. And those are our main things that we don't meet again until February as Creative Council.
Is there any kind of compensation or some kind of an award that
Oh,
the,
for the t-shirt?
for the t-shirt?
Yes.
design?
So the plan is, once we get the submissions in, I'll build a review panel with local groups that have done review panels before for us. And then we will print the top 3 for the city to vote. And then once they decide, we'll have them printed on City Hall and online, then that winner gets a
Fun.
and a t-shirt
Yes. With their own logo. on it.
with their own logo on it. So yeah.
Great.
A great event. Any other questions on Creative Council? Community comment, but I don't see any.
Brian's not here and I will never speak on behalf of Noblesville Creek because he does a great job, but you guys did provide a grant last year for Comic Book in a Day for 2025. They have a slew of events going on all week long. And the final event is actually Comic Book in a Day, which is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
18th from 9 to 5 at the Fisher's Branch.
And
The
a youth
library.
event from 10 to 3, which my son is in.
Awesome.
There's a mini one inside the big one. And a virtual event from around the world on Friday.
So from a city PR perspective, we've pushed out information on that. And we'll continue to do that with the grant that you guys support. Wanted to remind you.
For the announcements, our special meeting.
Other than our special meeting, which we will confirm that we have enough people to take action, that is the only.
And the goal with that timing, if I remember, is there's a meeting the next night where something would go or no, or we were just endeavoring to have it announced by the end of the month.
We're not beholden to any particular date. So if that date doesn't work, that's fine. But we do take this before our Board of Works to allocate the funds out.
Or maybe that's what I was thinking. So is that
was probably what
Wednesday?
we were trying to do.
Okay.
So if that doesn't work out, we'll go to the next week.
Yeah, okay. Are any of them I haven't looked at all of them, any super close time sensitive ones? A lot of them are spring and summer or spring and. But nothing that's like February 2nd or.
Yeah, not this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Johnson Simon one of his dates, it's February 22nd.
Okay.
And he has two for his, so one's in February and one's in March. And Sunita's also mentioned January in his. That's 24 too.
Any other questions, comments?
Let me share a quick comment or update for the group on the Fishers Art Center.
Perfect,
We closed out our first full semester of adult programming. And the real victory there is that we've got 90 years of experience planning for things. But the make it, take it experiences came in at registrations of more than, we were 176% of the goal we established. So that means Fishers is interested and they're trying. So that's great news. And there's a new exhibition up down there by Sea Pile. So we had an opening last Friday, and do you remember where they're moving that to? The weather was so bad, she couldn't even get here. The artist couldn't get here, so we're having another one. I think it's gonna be in February.
February 14th.
14th.
Yeah, she'll join the gallery hop on the 14th, and then she also has a closing one on April 4th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
Love it. February 14th.
It's gonna be
Yes.
a fabulous night with 6 galleries to visit and 4-day rate, get a free dessert if you visit all the galleries.
And we'll be
Be a
doing.
great date night.
Well, we'll do
Yeah.
date night, make a ticket
Right.
programming
Yeah.
too in all the studios.
There's so much to do.
Fun. Anything else? Do we need a motion to adjourn in this meeting? Okay, we'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
Second. Drew seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone wants to stay longer?
There you go.
Right. I'm just dying to use it. Thanks, everyone. So Ross, worst case on not having a quorum. They, I mean, obviously, we would have to.
I have another event that's downtown that starts at 6:30. So I could call in for the first half hour if you think we can
So I
get
don't
through
know
it.
what's his name. $2,000.
If there's concern about getting through it, scheduling is probably better.
Relatively new one, is that right?
Mhm.
So we're-
When are you?
Yeah.